sounds like you've integrated some girl into your shows as well, and into your
I don't
other
think I've
content.
done girl on Streamate in a long time. I did like a couple years ago. I did a couple shows with someone named Morgan Rains, and she's great.
Yeah.
But I haven't done anything recently. It's been mostly like video work, like for sites and clip stores and stuff.
Okay. Do you enjoy that versus just like solo all the time?
Yeah, it's definitely fun to switch it up. And your fans like love something different. They love something new and exciting. So it's always nice to do something a bit abnormal and that you're not doing all the time to surprise them.
How does that work exactly? Like whenever you're coordinating shows with other people, I mean, do you have like tests ready to go, or is it just more of like an honor system?
Well, I tend to only work with friends, like good friends of mine, just because like you can get screwed over really easily working with other people that you don't really know.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky that I trust everyone that I work with all the time to know that they're not going to screw me over.
Yeah.
So I like to, when I'm working with other girls, talk with them, maybe meet them in like a non-work environment, like let's go grab dinner and drinks, like let's get to know each other and see like how we are together before like committing to working with them, just because you never know how someone's going to be.
That's smart too, because things can definitely change once you actually get to the point of shooting, right? People can...
Yeah, everyone runs their life and their cam differently, so being able to click and like mesh and gel like definitely helps for sure.
Do you do your research ahead of time? Is like you watch their shows and...
Yeah,
like,
I will always I'll search them on the internet and like look at all their pictures. And, like, it's cute. I'm gonna watch her on cam. Like click and see when she's online. Gotta do your research.
So a few years ago, maybe it was it one or two AVN shows ago, we met up with some people, James Bartolet, and to do a radio segment for his show. His podcast, and there were other porn stars there. I think Katie Morgan, Lily Cade. There were a few other people there as well, like a male porn star. But and they were interviewing you. What was your take on that whole experience?
The perception between the mainstream porn and like webcamming, I personally feel like it's kind of construed and kind of confused. Like, it's very much similar in a lot of ways. A lot of these girls, especially, like, are becoming their own producers and producing their own clips and, like, doing their own, like, porn movies.
Right.
And, like, mainstream is still very different. So, like, I still think it's kind of, people get confused with it and don't really know how a cam girl operates, whereas, like, a porn star probably operates differently.
But that was a very interesting experience, nonetheless.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing like the interaction between not only being able to talk about like your what you do in the day-to-day for camming, but just the actual physical interaction there as well. You guys got a little, I think it was Lily Cade that like kind of dug her claws into you a little
She's
bit.
very aggressive. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, like Lily Cade, she's very aggressive.
Yeah, she's very lesbian. She's very lesbian.
Yeah, very lesbian.
It was great. Like, she's awesome. We've talked a couple times, and I would love to shoot with her one day because she's just totally different than me. So it was fun. Like, it's interesting being around people that are totally opposite of you.
Yeah, I mean, have you been scouted for film essentially, because you're kind of out there with your webcam persona? Have people tried to coerce you into more of the film side of things?
Yeah, people ask about doing like mainstream and more professional porn.
Yeah.
But like me personally, I'm not a big fan of fucking strangers at all. So I just don't think it would be very fun for me. Like, I just don't think I would enjoy it as much as being able to bang my friends for a video, or like just on cam where it's just like me or my stunt cock. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not banging other people, which I just am not a fan of. There's so much in this industry, like, you don't need to do anything outside your comfort zone, like, at all. Like, you can make your own boundaries, and, like, you don't need to no, like, don't have anyone talk you out of it. Like, only do what's you're cool with, and, like, always, like, reevaluate yourself. But,
Uh-huh.
like, don't have someone be like, I'm gonna offer you X amount of money to do this, and you not be okay with that, regardless of what's out there.
What are your goals as far as your personal brand moving forward?
Well, I would love to not be camming forever, so I'm just trying to work on that retirement. Have like a little business after camming.
Right.
I want to keep doing clips and keep doing my website and like evolving with that and camming and stuff, but yeah, having a plan after cam is definitely important.
Are you thinking that eventually one day you're going to go back into vanilla, go back into the mainstream world, and and have like a 9 to 5, and
I don't know. I want to
see
own a
that?
strip club. That's my little goal right now is to own a strip club. So it's not really vanilla, but that's my goal. I would love to have a woman-owned, awesome little strip club for sure.
Did you ever dance back in the day?
No, I have never danced. I always said I would be okay with dancing, which I think kind of led me into camming.
Yeah.
I always said like I would dance to get my way through school. Like I have no issues with it. But I'd rather be a customer for sure.
Yeah. Right.
It's more fun to tip.
I like that aspiration actually. No,
Yeah.
I went to Christy Mack was here in Seattle. She did a feature dance, and let me tell you, the Seattle strip clubs are so bogus because you wouldn't really think about how important the aspect of alcohol is in a strip club, but
There's alcohol in Seattle?
there's no alcohol. We are the dry strip clubs here. That's why everyone goes down to Portland if they want to go to a good strip club. But I went to one this past Friday, the first time in a while, to watch Christy Mack, and it made me realize just how much, like, I used to dance back in the day, and you really do, yeah.
Oh man.
You really do always miss that aspect and that rush that you get for performing with other people. So do you feel like the day that you do retire, you're always going to miss camming and performing essentially?
I don't think I'll ever I think I'll retire and like stop updating everything as much, but like I don't think I'll ever be able to sign completely off the webcam. I think I can see my future like in 6, 7, 8 years, like when I'm done, hopefully, like still logging in every once in a while and performing, and just because it's super fun and something I've always like truly enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could ever fully give up that aspect of my life. I'll still be like 95-year-old granny cam every once in a while.
Total guilt.
Just be like, oh, I'm just camming in my nursing home.
I wonder if that's a thing. I wonder
Well,
if
like,
they have good internet in nursing homes too.
They get freaky in there.
Right. I don't know. That has yet to happen to me. Like as far as a new, can I cam with my nursing home internet connection?
Hey,
tapped into an
technology is coming.
resource.
We're gonna be all Wi-Fi one day.
Okay, so you've been doing this since 2009. Have you felt like you've had to do not preventative, but you've really had to make sure like you keep up on your body and like your diet, and like what do you do supporting your cam?
Yeah. Well, when I first started, I was like 70 pounds heavier when I started in 2009.
Really?
Like I was definitely, I was definitely thick.
Okay.
So I mean, like I lost weight with camming like a little bit every year, and I've stayed around this weight for the past like year and a half, 2 years. But definitely taking care of yourself is super important because there's so much variety out there. Like girls are so gorgeous, you know what I mean? Like you definitely have to keep up with yourself, keep up with your skin and your hair and your everything, because you gotta present your best package.
So like if you're doing penetration shows, for instance, like I don't know, have you felt like that's affected your nether regions in any way?
No, I don't tend to use anything too large. I'm not a huge fan of large toys, so like I don't really use anything too big. Every once in a while it'll get weird, but I think my vagina looks fantastic still.
compliments to your vagina then.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like, what is a typical day like whenever you're preparing to get on cam?
Well, I will wake up. My typical day would involve me waking up at like 5 in the morning Pacific time, because I tend to work East Coast hours more. Just I've always liked working East Coast times, so it kind of stuck over from Florida. So I'll wake up at like 5, and I'll like drink a little coffee, drink some water, put my makeup on, and try to get on cam by like 6:30. And then I'll work for a little bit until I'm super hungry, and then grab some breakfast, and then maybe log back in depending on how I'm feeling or whatever. And then like I usually will film a video in the afternoon time, like after lunch, and then work out and get ready for a little night shift if I'm working at night as well.
Okay. But you don't tend to work like super late, like vampire hours?
Sometimes I will. Depends. Like sometimes, like on the weekends, working late is super fun because you have all the drunk people in,
Really?
and they're usually throwing money around, so that's really nice to do. But I like to be in bed by 10 o'clock. Usually, I'm a grandma.
And you wake up at 5 o'clock.
I know, but I'm in bed by like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping enough.
Tell us where we can find you as far as, your member site, social media, all of that.
My member site is xocassidynnicole.com. My Twitter account is Cassidy Nicole XO. And then Manny Vids is just Cassidy Nicole. But just search Cassidy Nicole and you'll find all my shit.
Just Google her. And
just Google it and you'll see it. It'll all pop up.
Thank you so much also for taking time out of your busy day to talk to me and for doing
anything for you, Vanessa. Anything for you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.